Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, a sentence knowingly spread by bankers and unknowingly spread by people who haven't done their research about Bitcoin. Now, is it actually a Ponzi scheme? Let's find out.
It's a fraud, it's a Ponzi. I agree completely. I call it a Ponzi with no one in charge.
There is no actual value being created by Bitcoin. You can only make the money that other people lose. That's the nature of a Ponzi or a pyramid. And that's exactly what this is. It's got characteristics of both.
I could care less about Bitcoin. I don't know why I said anything about it.
Yo, what's up everyone? I hope you're doing well. My name is NHM and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to debunk the myth that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. And I'm going to do that using, wait for it, Wikipedia. I know, Wikipedia is not the most reliable source. However, a foolish claim like that deserves to be debunked using Wikipedia and only Wikipedia. Also, towards the end of the video, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin's chart to see where it's going in the short and medium term and try to make sense of the crash that happened yesterday and today. And by the time you're watching the video, hopefully the crash would be over. Now let's go to my laptop. The crazy part of all this is that if you actually look at the definition of Ponzi scheme and then you research Bitcoin and look at the definition of Bitcoin and what it does, do like a quick 2-3 minute research, you'll conclude that Bitcoin is nowhere near a Ponzi scheme. I mean, it could be some other sort of scam, but it's definitely not a Ponzi scheme. Now, I definitely don't believe that it's a scam, otherwise I wouldn't be invested, but it's definitely not a Ponzi scheme. Now, let's look into the definition of a Ponzi scheme on Wikipedia, as we said earlier. Here's what it says. Typically, Ponzi schemes require an initial investment and promise above average returns. It is common for the operator to take advantage of a lack of investor knowledge or competence, or sometimes claim to use a secret investment strategy to avoid giving information about the scheme. Well, let me debunk this. First of all, with Bitcoin, since it's decentralized and there is no one entity that controls it or one person, no one is promising you anything. No one's telling you if you buy Bitcoin and hold Bitcoin, we're gonna pay you X amount of dollars per month. It just doesn't exist. That's not how it works. You'll research Bitcoin, you decide you want to buy, and then you buy Bitcoin. And if it appreciates and goes up in value, your Bitcoins are worth more money. And if it goes down, your Bitcoins are worth less money. That's the whole point. So no one is promising you anything. Number two, there is no operator who can take advantage of you or take advantage of your lack of knowledge. Because again, Satoshi Nakamoto or the creators of Bitcoin, who go by that name, aren't telling you to buy Bitcoin. They just created Bitcoin with this whole plan, and then you decide whether you want to buy it. Again, it's up to you to decide whether you want to buy. No one is taking advantage of your knowledge or anything. However, there are some people who might scam you of your Bitcoins and maybe take advantage of your lack of knowledge in the crypto space. There are many scams, however, it's definitely not a Ponzi scheme because, well, based just on the definition, it's not a Ponzi scheme. Third of all, when Bitcoin was created, Satoshi Nakamoto, which is the creator or creators of Bitcoin, because we don't know who created Bitcoin, launched the plan or the white paper of Bitcoin. They launched it to the public before they even created Bitcoin. So they launched the plan so everyone had access to it, and then they created Bitcoin. So nothing is secret, nothing is hidden. There is no secret investing strategy. So everything is public, it was, and it still is. And also Satoshi Nakamoto did not give themselves or himself or herself an advantage by pre-mining Bitcoins and having access to more Bitcoins. They started mining as soon as they launched the Bitcoin to the public. So nothing hidden here, everything is in plain sight. If this wasn't enough for you, let me dive deeper into red flags and what Wikipedia thinks we have to watch out for when it comes to Ponzi schemes, and let's compare that to Bitcoin. The first red flag is high investment returns with little to no risk. When you invest in Bitcoin, there's definitely risk, and it's sometimes not little. Sometimes Bitcoin moves many percentages and you can lose well over 50% of your money. So this is debunked right off the bat. You cannot invest in Bitcoin without having some risk. So the first red flag is gone. Making money with Bitcoin is definitely not guaranteed. In fact, many people have lost so much money, while other people made money, but many people lost a lot of money. And with Bitcoin, you can easily lose 50% or more of your money. So high investment returns with no risk is debunked. The second red flag is overly consistent return. We've seen Bitcoin perform very well and perform well consistently over the past few months. However, it has seen very, very bad days. There have been times where Bitcoin has corrected 90%, 80%, 50%, even 30% in a day. We have seen these very bad corrections. However, in the broader picture, Bitcoin performs very well and the returns are consistent. However, that doesn't mean there are no downturns like a Ponzi scheme. In a Ponzi scheme, everything goes well forever until, well, someone scams you. With Bitcoin, it's different. It goes up and down, and it will keep going up and down, up and down. However, it will become more and more stable as it grows, because as an asset grows bigger, the more stable it becomes. So even though Bitcoin has been performing very well and outperforming almost every other asset on the planet, it does actually have days where it goes down and the returns are not 200% going up like a Ponzi scheme. The third red flag is secretive or complex strategies. When it comes to Bitcoin, it is fairly simple to understand. The whole idea behind it is fairly simple and straightforward. Even though the technology behind it, which is the blockchain technology, is very, very complicated, and till this day I do not understand how it works. However, Bitcoin's idea is fairly easy to understand and fairly straightforward. Also, everything about Bitcoin is public. Everything is published on the blockchain or on the ledger. So everything is out there to the public and nothing is actually secretive as it would be with a Ponzi scheme. The fourth red flag of a Ponzi scheme, according to Wikipedia, is difficulty receiving payments or difficulty cashing out investments. Well, with Bitcoin, you can cash out your money on any crypto exchange or on most crypto exchanges with just one click. So this one is thrown out the window. You can even sell your Bitcoins to other people for cash. You can meet up with people somewhere public. Make sure you stay safe when you actually do that. And they can give you cash and you can send Bitcoins from your wallet address to their wallet address. And then boom, you cashed out. And nowadays you can even buy goods with Bitcoins. Just yesterday, Tesla announced that you can buy Teslas with Bitcoin. How crazy is that? You don't even have to sell your Bitcoins in order to buy a Tesla now. You can just go on their website and buy it using your Bitcoins that you hold. Great times. And ultimately, when Bitcoin is ready, you do not even have to cash out Bitcoin anymore, and hopefully you can start using it for everyday things, for using it for goods and services, and you do not have to cash out at all. That is the dream and the goal. Hopefully one day we get there, who knows. So now that we proved that Bitcoin is Ponzi negative, I don't know how I'm supposed to say it. But anyway, now that we proved that Bitcoin is not a Ponzi scheme, let us jump into the chart of Bitcoin and see where it's heading. Now I know what many of you are gonna do. You're gonna open up the chart. By the way, I spilled some water on myself. Anyway, you're gonna look at the chart and open up the 4-hour chart, and it's gonna look scary, I'm not gonna lie. And then if you even look closer at the 1 hour, it looks even scarier. But take a breath and look at the bigger time frame, or at the daily. If you look at the daily, it looks completely fine. We're making higher highs and higher lows over time. That's all you gotta do. So this is gonna help you not panic at all. And if you wanna take it a step further, look at the weekly. Zoom out even further. It's just higher highs and higher lows. Even though the percentage gains we're making are different. For example, from here to there, we made 122%. From here to there, we made 88%. And from here to there, we made about 40%. Okay, the gains are becoming smaller. However, if you zoom out, nothing happens still. And if you want to add some supports and resistances, I already drew them previously. But look, so right here we have a support. We bounced on it, then we broke this resistance, we bounced on it, then we struggled here a bit, and then we broke out of it, and then we bounced on it again. So right now, that's our support. About 50K. Also, it's a big psychological number. I'm sure people would buy at 50K. So this is a big support. So unless we break this, we're not gonna go further down. If we break this resistance, then we might go down to about 42K. I know this sounds worrying. However, if you compare 42K, the last time we got to 42K was in December 2020. I know it's not the best thing in the world if we go down to 40K. However, it's not a big deal because we're still way ahead from just September of last year. September of last year, we were at 9.5K right here. Think about it. We're still way ahead of schedule and we're doing just fine. So personally, the crash did not worry me at all. Well, obviously when you look and everything's ready, you're gonna get mini panic for a second, but then you open up the chart, you zoom out and you make sense of it, and then everything's fine. So make sure you zoom out and just keep it simple. This is called naked trading. It's not what you trade while being naked. It's just naked trading, where you look at a chart as simply as possible and you don't add all the indicators and all the complex stuff that might even give you false conclusions. So make sure you do naked trading, which is very simple, just supports and resistances and looking at price action overall. If you look at it, it looks fine. Higher lows, higher highs. We're still in an uptrend. We're fine. So make sure you don't panic and always rationalize and look at the bigger picture. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new here and if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.